as some of you guys should know by now, that when the double weapon XP came out in November 24, we were earning the weapon level, or the XP, really damn fast. But we kind of, well, we found out that it wasn't really double weapon XP we were gaining. It was quadruple weapon XP we were gaining. So you see a lot of people leveling up crazy fast in zombies. So I was able to, for example, when I had my weapon, the M93 Rafika, it was level 11 because I did try a little bit. But then, one game of it during that time, I leveled up insanely fast with the gun. Almost every early round I was level up this gun between, what, 2 to 3 rounds, well, levels per round, which was ridiculous. So I was able to max out one of my guns very easily thanks to these. But of course, unfortunately, and then when I play, well, the next day, I noticed my XP rate, or the weapon loading, seemed to be slowing down, and I was wondering why. So of course I check on the Reddit post, and
Believe me, this comes easy. Boom, took a lot of you out.
and apparently Treyarch had, quote unquote, intendedly patch the XP rate you gain in zombies. And a lot of people say this was a bug, but according to Treyarch, it's not a bug, and that's what it's intended to be. To me, I feel like that's more intended to try and make zombie players have less fun and try to force them to play multiplayer so they can able to level up their weapon faster. I think that's what they meant by intended.
I'll take you all down.
I mean, that word could mean anything at this point. And so is the situation the zombie community is in.
Down you go.
Though they still say they are still looking to tuning in or adjusting into it. And a lot of people say this is a bug where now, when you get, it feels like you actually get less XP compared to previously. And I noticed that too. Usually I would get like 2 or 3 weapon levels when I'm like, my weapon level was like 30. But now it feels like either 1 and just barely. So something's really up, and keep in mind that I do play solo a lot, and I do play on the PlayStation because if I part up with someone, only the PlayStation players get a 25% more weapon XP, but I don't have that, so I don't really so I don't want to take the advantage of it. To see the results after this nerf. So, in terms of weapon level XP,
You all fucking deserve that.
the next when it comes to other people's mind is, oh, just play Dirty Bomb. You'll level up faster by killing at least 1 or 4 enemies, and it's easy enough, right? Well, here's the issue when it comes to playing a forced game. Basically, people don't like to sweat their balls off. In Zombies is a casual game with nothing to worry about, especially when you're playing solo. And 2, the problem with multiplayer now, to this day, is a heavy on the, well, SBMM, which is skill-based matchmaking. Where your performance, if you're doing so good, you're gonna be paired up with other people with the same skill level, which also other players are gonna sweat their balls off as well. So you basically have to play like Pro League is on the line in a pub game. In mind. Now, I do understand why they, made this huge, you know, announcement, it nerfed the XP. I mean, after all, it was you gaining levels way too fast. And bear in mind that your weapon level, or the player level, is tied together. So anything you do in zombies as you level up and level up your weapon will also be applied for multiplayer. So if it was been a separate level system, like it did in Black Ops 3 and 4, then I think everything would have been perfectly fine.
Maybe reconsider your attack.
But, well, as it currently stands out, it seems that somebody's get the another, well, nerf end of the no fun mode that Treyarch is basically trying to do for zombies. I mean, they did nerf the ray gun twice, which I don't really mind it at all because, well, I'm more focused on trying to level up my other guns than trying to play with a ray gun all the time. But of course, I can't deny how incredible the weapon is in this game. It's a lot better compared to previous COD zombies.
Exfil window expired.
But when it comes to nerfing the weapon level in zombies, this goes a bit too far because I barely get much out of it. But I feel like I get a little bit more, but also there's a cap on how many you can get in terms of your weapon level. So the higher you go in the rounds, the less and less weapon XP you get per kill. So it is pretty bad, and why they did a certain change. After all, we were getting way too fast, so... After all, if everyone was able to max out all that gun during that separate time, then people would not play zombies. They got what they will go for their goal and just call it quits until, you know, the next season, and wait for the content there. Which I don't mind as a bad thing. After all, you're not forced to, you know, play zombies to go for Dark Ether 24/7. Of course, you can always take a break from now and then and play other games.
Maybe get those burns looked at. Nailed a bunch of them.
And I also say, you shouldn't really worry about going for Dark Ether in its current state, because there's two problems with it. One, you can only apply that to your custom loadout, which is what you have right here. You can only have it for your one gun, and you can't apply to all of them, because the created class you have is similar to multiplayer, so it's not like it has the weapon kit system like it did in Black Ops 3 and 4, where you're able to put any camo you want in that gun and any attachment you want without any worrying about it. And two is most of the time when you're going for, you know, buying another weapon or going for a higher tier, the attachments are randomized. So you may not get exactly what you want, like a much better optic or a extended mags with fast mags together, or it's just called hybrid mags, which I still do call it in this game. But you may not end up getting it because it's randomized. So I don't think you should really worry about it as much for Dark Ether. Plus, the camo of it, I mean, sure, it looks cool on one part on the gun, but it doesn't really cover the whole entirety of the gun, so it just makes it not really worth going for it right now.
Decoy activated.
So I think that people are just kind of... a little bit too. Where I'm looking for. A little bit too. You know. A little bit too paranoid. Especially in this game. This game it's been out like basically a week and a half, and people already changed their impression with this game. I'm pretty sure they will make it better and even actually adjust it to make an improvement later on in this game's life cycle. And hopefully in Season 1 they actually fix some of the problems. But there's also a few suggestions I would like to see if they actually make it a lot more better, but at the same time, still feel limited. One thing, they should definitely bring back the quadruple XP, but you had to do a basically a fellow requirement, which is, you know, not that hard, and that is when a actual double weapon XP is live, which is right now, today, and you have a double weapon XP token, and it should stack together. I don't know if it makes the weapons, it does stack like this in Modern Warfare because, well, I hadn't really played the multiplayer bit, or hadn't really played that game. I only played it for a week and only played it for a campaign and the co-op, but the co-op sucks. And if it does stack, I say this is a good way to keep the zombie fan going, keep playing the game. And plus, it triggers you know, their set goal of trying to get as much done as fast as they can. So it's definitely worth the grind. If you give us that quadruple XP with the, of course, the regular double XP live, and also using the double weapon XP, then I actually feel like it was, well, when it was released, when they released the double weapon XP. Another suggestion they should do for zombies is reduce the weapon level requirement to reach at least for a certain gun, or such as the primary weapons.
Zombie down.
Which before was, of course, actually right now was level 50. Make it reduced to at least the last camo category you need to unlock is 35. Just like the pistols, the shotguns, and many other secondary weapons. After all, I find level 30 to be a very good level to get certain weapon XP until it takes much longer to reach. So this makes it even more easier to get your weapon level. And you're probably saying, oh, that's not fair because multiplayer had to work their ass hard to get it. Well, here's the thing. They didn't nerf the weapon XP in Dirty Bomb and other stuff to try and make it more balanced for zombies. So I have to say, I think it's worth it because, well, you actually get more XP.
Window available.
So I'm doing this right now. I'm doing the let's filtrate now to see how much XP I get. First I'll grab these. Whoops, wrong thing, but alright, let's do the exfil.
Send Raptor 1. We're ready for extraction.
And I'm
Chopper
gonna
inbound
show
for
you
extraction. Get
how
to the
much
LZ
XP
when the
I
window closes.
gain from it.
Monkey bomb going out. Now I'm cooking.
Raptor 1 at the LZ. Soviets have ID'd our position. We gotta move.
Do your job, monkey.
Strike team, we can't land until you clear the LZ.
least I got a feel level with the
Keep it quiet.
RPG.
We're done here, Requiem.
That's the battle won for today, strike team.
But let's see how much I get from it. Alright, here we go. I mean, it looks pretty decent, but of course that was pretty early on, so when it comes to the RPG, funny enough, it doesn't say. Wait, where's my weapon unlock? Like levels in that. Okay, I want to see it. Alright, since I play a little bit with the RPG, let me see. No, it says I'm 15, so... So yeah, those are... I mean, it seems reasonable. I mean, it probably helped that I killed that. Well, for the FAMAS, I killed the first Megaton that spawned in. That probably gives me a lot more. So, overall, after all, this is very early on in the game, so I wouldn't really worry about it. And besides, let's actually take a closer look at our example. You can see for even on a weapon like a Spaz 12, you can only see that part dark of that dark ether. And on the other part of the gun, it's just, you know, it's all black. To me, that's what people are so fussed up about. Trying to level up fast as they can just for this worthless dank matter camo. I'm pretty sure they're gonna buff the camo later on. And two, you can only have it in your loadout. When you buy this weapon from a wall buy or a box, you won't get the attachment. You won't actually. Whoops. You don't get the camo with it. You just get a bare bones gun. Just like this, for example. This regular skin. You don't even get the camo on I have right now, which is the Plague Diamond. You don't get this, or you don't even get Dark Ether. So I say you're not really much in a hurry to get Dark Ether at any time. So that's why I'm not really fully upset with this change. I mean, yes, it still is pathetic why they done this. I mean, we were getting way too fast, so I was able to level up a little bit fast. Level up at the AK-47, AK-7 for you, maxed out the AUG, close to the M60, a little bit with the R700. Sadly, I couldn't do it with the other sniper rifles, especially with the Bear 50 cal. Maxed out the M93 Rafika. As for the others, well, the shotguns. Oh, I already got the Golden Viper for both of them before double XP or double weapon XP release, and same thing with the combat knife. I mean, it was pretty redeemable level for level 30 for these guns. So, like I suggest, make it at least 30 to be able to acquire their weapon level requirement, and not 50 when playing zombies. As for multiplayer, stick to 50 because you do get more XP when you're playing multiplayer than zombies, if this is the current state. So for example, make it a course level 50, but for zombies, make the last section for the category 30 in zombies. Which to me, 30 is a good amount to level up the gun in zombies alone. After all, it's all fair in love and war. Cold War style, that is.